MV Nyerere ferry overturned near the shore between the island of Ukora and Bugolora. The Tanzanian government has confirmed the ferry capsized, but exact figures of those who were on board are yet to be confirmed. Our reporter in Dar es Salaam, Rajab Hassan, has been following up on this story for us and now joins us. Rajab, shukran kwa kuongea nasi jioni hii. Swali la kwanza, tueleze kuhusu kisa hicho, manake tuna madai kuwa kuna watu ambao wamezama.
Asante sana Linda Umutu. Ni kweli kabisa kwamba kuna kisa hicho ambacho kimeripotiwa hapa nchini Tanzania katika eneo la Mwanza, ambapo hichi kivuko kinachofahamika kwa jina la MV Nyerere ambacho kinafanya safari zake katika maeneo mawili kati ya Ukara na Bugolora huko katika wilaya Ukerewe, ni kaskazini mashariki ya mji wa Mwanza ama tuseme Tanzania. Kwa hiyo ni kisa ambacho kimetokea leo mchana, na ni kivuko kilikuwa kinabeba watu wapatao 100 na lakini wakati wa ajali kivuko hicho kilikuwa na watu zaidi ya 100. Kwa hiyo ndio kivuko kimezama mchana, na mpaka hivi sasa ni miili ya watu 40 na zaidi ya 40 imepuliwa. 49 imeokolewa. Kwa hiyo ni jambo ambalo limekuwa likishughulisha sana vichwa vya habari hapa mjini Tanzania.
Nieleze, serikali ya Tanzania imepeana taarifa. Nini haswa ilisemwa na serikali ya Tanzania kuhusu kisa hichi?
Kwa taarifa ambazo zimetoka kutoka Ikulu ambazo zikiwasilishwa na mkurugenzi wa habari na mawasiliano Bwana Gerson Msigwa, ni kwamba hili ni tukio la aina yake na tukio ambalo linasikitisha zaidi, na serikali pia imekuwa ikifanya juhudi za hapa na pale kuhakikisha kwamba matukio kama haya huwa yasitokee. Lakini kumbuka kabisa kwamba hii sio ajali ya kwanza kutokea katika ziwa Victoria, ambapo inakumbuka mwaka 1996 liliibuka simanzi kubwa baada ya meli kubwa kabisa katika ziwa hilo ikijulikana kama MV Bukoba kuzama katika ziwa hilo, na watu zaidi ya 1000 waliweza kupoteza maisha. Lakini tukiangalia pia mwaka 2011 katika mwambao wa bahari ya Hindi, MV Spice Islander ilizama katika bahari ya Hindi eneo la Nungwe huko mjini Zanzibar, ambapo pia watu 1000 waliweza walifariki katika ajali hiyo. Kwa hiyo ni matukio ambayo yanaendelea kujitokeza na hapa, lakini kisa cha MV Bukoba kiliweza kuisababisha kwamba Tanzania iweze kuweka mikakati ya hapa na pale kuhakikisha kwamba ajali za majini na baharini haziwezi kutokea. Lakini kwa kisa hiki cha hivi sasa ni kwamba serikali inaamka na kuangalia kwamba ni namna gani itatokomeza ajali kama hizi.
Hivi Rajab, umesema miili 40 imepatikana, sio?
Ni miili zaidi ya 49 tayari imeokolewa, na kivuko hiki MV Nyerere kilikuwa na watu zaidi ya 100 ambao walikuwa ndani ya meli hiyo. Zoezi la uokoaji mpaka hivi sasa limesitishwa mpaka hapo kesho.
Rajab Hassan, ukiongea nasi kutoka Dar es Salaam, shukran sana kwa kuongea nasi katika runinga ya KTN News. Rajab Hassan has been reporting from Tanzania. He says about 49 bodies have so far been recovered from Lake Victoria. It's a big story that we'll keep focusing on for you. As we get into tomorrow, he says rescue operations have been halted for a while. Very sad day for Tanzania. Let's bring you back into the country. Friends, family gathered at St. Joseph Cathedral in Meru for the Requiem Mass of slain 9-year-old Meribel Kapolon, daughter to magistrate Caroline Kemei. The two suspects arrested in connection with the murder appeared in court today, but the prosecution requested more time to finalize with the investigations. And as KTN's Judge Maringa now tells us, the judiciary has said they will not be intimidated by the murder.
Familiar Christian tunes by pupils of Consolata Primary School in Meru, who have known anything but peace for the last 2 weeks since the disappearance of one of them. Here at the St. Joseph Catholic Cathedral, they led mourners in celebrating the life of 9-year-old Meribel Kapolon in a Requiem Mass attended by family, friends and colleagues. Meribel, daughter of senior resident magistrate Caroline Kemei, went missing on the 6th of this month, and her decomposing body was recovered at Kidero forest 10 days later. Emotions running high in the church as the family and school community recounted memories of the talented footballer.
Surely it has been a challenge unto us to explain what really happened. But we raised this all to God because we know nothing passes God.
Maribel could always make you smile. We hope she knows how much we all miss her in the field of football as our beloved and able goalkeeper.
It's something that our human minds cannot understand, but we leave it to the Creator.
2 suspects have been arrested in connection with the murder. Madi Marango and Francis Otudo appeared before Magistrate Hanan Dungu for the mention of the case. The matter will come up again on the 2nd of October as the prosecution requested for 10 more days to continue with investigations.
Surely and clearly investigations are not complete. Both the suspect and the victim must be given justice, and that can only happen if time for investigations is allowed.
The judiciary has, on the other hand, said the murder of the 9-year-old will not intimidate them.
For us in the judiciary, let it be known clearly that no amount of intimidation, no amount of threats, no amount of terrorism, as Father said, will separate us from our oath of office.
Killing an innocent child is now part of a broken adult system. We, the adults, have failed our children. The systems we adults take care of have failed our children.
The autopsy has been conducted this evening and results will be released at a later date. The funeral will take place on Saturday the 22nd at Kipkaren, Uasin Gishu County. George Maringa, KTN News, Meru County.
Former presidential candidate Cyrus Jirongo has been released on a 5 million shilling bail following a suit in which he was charged with failure to pay a 25 million shilling debt. Jirongo was sued by businessman Brian Yongo, who lent him the money between 2014 and 2015. Jirongo was arrested on Wednesday and spent the night at Muthaiga police station, while he took the intervention of Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa to save Jirongo from being taken to a remand prison. Wamalwa deposited the logbook of his car to cover for the bail. Jirongo was one time among the richest people in Kenya, having become a billionaire before he was 30 years old.
I've been in the cells, not because of corruption, not because of anything, just because I failed to turn up. I found the kind of bail at 4 o'clock yesterday imposed on me a bit excessive, because just for me to confirm, I'll attend court next time, because it's not a criminal issue, it's a civil matter. Paying 5 million plus a surety of another 5 million, it exceeds even the debt. I've seen Al-Shabaab and others, I've seen people have looted this country. You are given a bail of 2 million, 1 million. Here you are given bail more than the money you are supposed to owe. 5 million cash and 5 million in surety, yet the actual debt is 9 million shillings. And that is why the lawyer was asking for an opportunity to explain to the magistrate that even after the warrant was issued, the complainant still came and received a lot of money from me, and immediately came to receive money, the contract changed. So those are the explanations we wanted a moment to give, but nobody listened to them.
Meanwhile, former Nairobi Governor Kidero has condemned the early morning raid on his Muthaiga residence by EACC detectives that ended in the confiscation of personal documents and those of his sons and wife. The raid is linked to the ongoing investigations on graft claims against the former city boss that saw him alongside other former employees arrested and arraigned in court last month.
Detectives from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission raided former Nairobi Governor's Muthaiga home with a view to seeking documents and cash believed to be related to a graft case facing the former city boss in court. But Kidero termed the raid as a fishing expedition by the EACC, whom he accused of seeking evidence to charge him.
We've been to court twice. There's been so far no evidence adduced. This morning, EACC came with a search warrant for my house. It would appear to me that they are looking for evidence because they never had evidence to arrest me in the first place. They should have had enough evidence before they arrested me.
He later proceeded to Eldama Park along Pumwani Road in his private offices, where the EACC detectives took away several documents belonging to Kidero and his family members. A move condemned by his lawyer, Peter Wanyama.
The EACC served the governor with a search warrant. The search warrant was for purpose of them looking for information at the governor's offices and residence. The governor, being a lawful citizen, fully cooperated with the EACC to enable them to effect a search as ordered by the court. Of course, we have a problem with that search warrant because EACC obtained the search warrant in a manner that we think is not correct, because what they are doing is principally what in law we call a fishing expedition. It looks like they are on a meandering path, looking for information which they didn't specify in the search warrant.
I lost a son in 1999. He was 15 and a half. They took his passport. They took his documents. Of what relevance is that? They've taken my 17-year-old son's documents, including the equipment that he plays with.
Dr. Kidero was first arrested on August 8th and together with other former county employees charged with corruption and abuse of office. The court was informed that Kidero and others conspired to commit fraud, which led to the loss of 213.3 million shillings at the county government between January 16th, 2014 and January 25th, 2016.
We've been to court from the time we were charged 3 times, and 3 times they've failed to give witness statements and documents that are going to be used in the trial. It would appear to us they don't have any documents. It would appear to us, as Wakilia said, that they are on a fishing expedition to get what can help them in a case which was dead even before it started against me.
They are attempting to undermine the criminal process in court because the court has made a specific order which they are unable to comply with, and now they are going through the back door in an attempt to get information in a very unprocedural manner. So what we will do is that all these questions will be raised in a petition so that we get the court's interpretation with respect to the actions which they have done today.
Even as Dr. Kidero promises to cooperate with EACC detectives in compliance with the law, he is warning against high-handedness and failure to comply with the same law by the EACC officials. Shadrach Miti, KTN News, Nairobi.
The General Secretary of the Kenya National Union of Nurses, Seth Panyako, has strongly refuted claims of sabotage among nurses and other healthcare workers at the Pumwani Maternity Hospital, even as the spotlight continues shining on East Africa's largest maternity referral hospital. Panyako was speaking after visiting the facility, accompanied by some members of Nairobi City County Assembly. In the statement, the union faulted administrative failures as the root cause of the challenges dogging the institution. This comes as the Ministry of Health, through the regulatory bodies, gives Pumwani a 14-day ultimatum to put up a functional cold room.
We are not going to accept people to divert and start attacking personalities. Even if I were the governor, and the only thing I will do so that people deliver better services to our mothers is to walk in this Nairobi naked, so I will walk naked, so that our mothers stop dying here.
Wherever there is breakdown of the systems, then even if we come here and shout, shout, shout. We will be here again when there will be another crisis. After this, everything goes down. So let us not incite our mothers. Pumwani Hospital is still the best hospital. Let people carry responsibility.
There are weighty issues here. There are failures that are coming, probably are being pointed to us, genuinely so. And these are issues that going forward we are going to address. Corruption is what is killing issues here. Corruption is basically why people are inviting. I mean, they are in these invites because we believe that there are suppliers who have their people here and they feel like they are not getting what they used to get.
Let's cross borders now. Ugandan musician turned celebrity politician Robert Kyagulanyi, commonly known as Bobi Wine, returned home today to a rapturous reception. But moments after he arrived at his home in Magere outside Kampala, security forces promptly chauffeured him away. Kanate Mugube from our Ugandan affiliate NBS reports.
Ahead of Bobi Wine's return back home, anticipations of processions and rallies to welcome him forced police and the UPDF to deploy security from Wampeo to Magere, where his home is. By 7 a.m., the deployment was visible. Hours later, upon receiving information that the homecoming of MP Kyagulanyi, aka Bobi Wine, was rife, supporters pitched camp and the early celebration set in. Not so long did the supporters realize something was amiss. While the plan had already touched ground, the supporters were confused by the pyro messages on the final destination. Two convoys whizzed past by. There was no clear signal which one carried the MP. This forced them to move to the nearest police station on Kasangati to demand police to produce Bobi Wine. The chants demanding to see Kyagulanyi interlocked with security forces whose task was to ensure no commotion. Not to leave anything to chance, it was time for action for UPDF soldiers. Bobi Wine was later delivered at his home, meeting chanting supporters who were in hundreds. He later stood on top of the car he was being transported in to address them.
I have come to continue exactly where I stopped. I am going to fight on, and like I said, we must get our freedom or we shall die trying to get our freedom.
Kanare Mugume, NBS.
Let's turn our attention to business now. Every Friday at 3:30 p.m. we bring you Trading Bell, a show that focuses on the money markets. This week, Abiogina has a discussion with Jeremy Awori, the CEO of Barclays Bank. Here is a sneak peek.
Perhaps let's just begin by where next for Barclays?
Yeah, I think Barclays as a business is now entering into its next exciting chapter. And we're actually really looking forward to it. But we recognize for some people, or for many people who have known the brand for the last 100 years, they've obviously got an emotional attachment to it, as do many of us.
Sure.
But I think the future is very exciting. You know, the world is changing so rapidly, and I think it's quite normal for businesses to evolve, and Barclays is no different. So we'll be evolving into the Absa brand between now and 2020, and comes with that lots of opportunity. Hi, I'm Jeremy Awori, CEO of Barclays Bank in Kenya. Catch me on the Trading Bell on KTN at 3:30 this Friday, where we're going to talk about banking, finance, and innovation.
So 5 months after joining Equity Bank Kenya, Polycarp Igathe, former Nairobi County Deputy Governor, has been appointed as the Managing Director of Equity Bank Kenya. The appointment marks the completion of the group's strategy of separating the management of its subsidiaries from that of the holding company. Going forward, James Mwangi will serve as the group's Chief Executive and Managing Director, providing overall strategy, direction and oversight to the group. So Kenya needs to enhance technology in the country and still preserve the Kenyan culture. This, according to ICT Cabinet Secretary Joe Musheru, who unveiled partners of the 2018 Connected Summit. The summit, which will be centered on the government's Big Four agenda, will feature different exhibitors from the technology world and give startups the opportunity to showcase ideas as well as focus on issues surrounding cyber safety.
The theme and the order of the day is shared. The Manyata Market is your expo hub of the homestead, with displays and offerings in booths of our partners and vendors sharing their products and services.
We're bringing in civil society, we're bringing in citizens from the region to ensure that they can look and showcase all the technologies available to help us take advantage of Big Four, take advantage of the kind of growth that we are seeing in the adoption of new services in the country, whether it's financial services, whether it's entertainment services. So we have many new opportunities.
We build, deploy and support systems that automate business processes. So for us, it's very important to participate in this forum, Connected Kenya 2018, and to see how can we build solutions for the Kenyan market or for the African market that address African problems, address problems in Africa, and solve technological gaps that we currently have.
This was a critical opportunity to use the platform to demonstrate to the whole ICT fraternity that we are back and we are ready to connect.
The second annual Africa Conference on Social Entrepreneurship is currently underway at Tangaza University College. The two-day conference brings together stakeholders from academia, investors, financiers and innovators to find solutions to social, cultural and environmental issues. Speaking during the opening ceremony, Deputy British High Commissioner Susie Kitchen said the United Kingdom will support social enterprises in Kenya.
Over the next 4 years, we will invest £5 million worth of funding working in Kenya to test innovations that have the potential for large-scale job creation. We're looking to support innovations that will unlock barriers in productive sectors and generate employment, particularly amongst the most vulnerable. We will have a lion's den-style competitive process to select these ideas. We will give funding and technical assistance in order to test the potential of these ideas to create productive jobs. We will then find ways to link these enterprises with private or public investors and relevant enterprise support organisations to ensure they scale and are sustainable.
I wish to state that a social enterprise is a cause-driven business whose primary reason for being is to improve social objectives and serve the common good. A social enterprise exists to achieve a social mission.
And as a business, our focus has shifted to trying to assist SMEs to grow their businesses using the media and the different platforms that they need to use so they can be able to embrace media and be able to use media to push
crying foul on the high taxes that the government is inducing to Kenyans. The SMEs that mostly face a lot of challenges to start and maintain are decrying the proposed tax on money transfers, banking and fuel, and term them as moves meant to finish small businesses that contribute up to 30% of Kenya's economy.
Some of the things that we are doing during this SME Fest, and we really appreciate all our partners who have collaborated with us. We especially feel very proud because our main sponsors are actually SMEs, and our theme is growing together SME for SMEs, because we believe that if SMEs come up together and we create this platform, which is a bottom-up platform that gives feedback, then people will start to use the right information or the right feedback to even change policy, other than people just thinking top-down, maybe this is not what's working. Yet it's because they didn't listen to the actual audience, the proper audience, that they actually are trying to change policy that maybe even extremely now affects us. I think you've seen, for example, the tax debate that's happening this week. When you think about it, the impact on small businesses is going to be big. really big. And I think the next thing we'll see is more layoffs and people, losing income. And these are some of the things that we must begin to think about strategically. And so we are very happy as a company to be able to really bring together this platform and see support from all the stakeholders. But most importantly, we are looking forward to seeing the impact that this can bring to SMEs in ways that people feel that they are part of the business community that is considered even when governments mix budget.
SMEs have specific challenges. It could be in terms of financing, unfavorable policies from the government, unfavorable taxation practices. And so what this event and initiative aims to do is to bring together SMEs and associations that make decisions on behalf of SMEs to help kind of facilitate a conversation that will lead to a more favorable environment to do business in Kenya.
I think it has been said in many places that the government is overtaxing us Kenyans. And the reason why the government is overtaxing us is because the government has run out of ideas of how to raise money or how to manage its budget, basically. Because for one, I do not see why we need to have a budget of 3 trillion shillings if we don't have the money. Because you could as well have said we want to have a 5 trillion shillings and tax Kenyans to death. And that basically cannot be sustainable, and you cannot build an economy simply by taxing Kenya. So what we need is to have a situation where the government is very innovative and creative in terms of finding ways of raising money. And one of those ways is being able to support the SME sector, the agricultural sector, and supporting those sectors in a way that they are going to raise employment and contribute in a big way to the growth of the GDP, not just taxing people.
Well, that's it.